members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this evening's update, yes, we're going to go over the technical analysis. Yes, I will give you an update on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, as well as the official document that points out what's coming next. So I'll make sure everybody's on the right page with that, as we did have an update today, as all related parties were to file letters to seal motions and evidence. So it's from the amicus, or whatever they want to fucking call it. But that's what was going on today, and we'll go through just what happened there. And actually, I'm gonna just see if there was anything updated, because this was from a few hours ago. I'm just curious to see if there was a... No. But we'll read this as well with the volume. So we'll read through this XRP volume, how it went up. But we got to go through the key dates here with the SEC versus Ripple. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the technical analysis with XRP, as it still remains painfully below a very key level, and that's the cup and handle support. We really don't want to be trending where we're at right now, and the longer we're under these levels, the more of a chance we have of breaking down even further. The XRP Bitcoin pairing always tells you a key when it comes to this, and I believe right now it's giving us a beautiful opportunity to accumulate. And right now we're entering extremely oversold. For transparency, I bought more XRP Bitcoin pair yesterday, and I've been buying it every single day for about the last 10 to 12 days now. And yesterday I was able to buy it at the 802 sat level. Right now my average is about 822. So if we look at it right now from the 802, and then you go up to the 822, I am down right now about 2.46% right now. And right now I've got about $1,427 in totality. I looked at it today just to see the actual number. But yesterday I added another $55 or $60. Today we'll see what I decide to do. If it does give us the opportunity to continue to accumulate lower, I'm looking, hopefully, I like to buy more every single day for the amount I'm buying. So I like the price to come down until the eventual breakout. But eventually it's going to have that breakout. In the 4 hourly, we're in oversold. 3 hourly, you're going to see we're getting oversold. Well, we have been. 2 hourly, it's back into oversold. Hourly, it's doing its typical consolidation. But what gets me feeling really good about this pair is in the weekly time frame, where we're attempting for the first time to bounce bullish here, and it's been about 38 weeks. So even if we consolidate more, this looks like a nice bull flag setup that should come up to at least that 993 level when it's ready to push up and out. So I'm just accumulating until this is ready. It's been a very long time in this weekly time frame that it's been building up. And if it comes down even farther, I'm going to continue to accumulate until the time's right for it to burst out. I'm not buying it in leverage. This is a spot trade. So much like when I accumulated back last year with all of my positions, and rode it into the rally before we were able to make great profits, let it go, and then restart again. That's what I'm doing right now with the XRP Bitcoin pairing, because I believe it's at a tremendous time to be doing this. And I can only show you what I'm doing. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, you don't have to do what I'm doing. That's the beauty of it. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and we'll see what ends up happening. In totality, I'm hoping to dump about $2,500 into it, but we'll see how long it allows the accumulation. And as you all know, this is our second go around on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, or if you're new, you wouldn't know this, but we did buy in once before at the 808 sat level, and then I sold out at the 896 sat level, as it eventually at 902, and then I bought back on the accumulation here. Right now I average at about 822. So I actually am really comfortable with the accumulation. I happen to like when it's a long-standing accumulation. The worst part for me is when I start accumulating something and then it starts going up. I love it when it's going down, when I find an area I desire, and then I just go in. You know, whether it goes down 10, 15%, who knows? But the lower it goes, the more I get to buy for each dollar I spend. So it's a beautiful thing until it breaks out. And we'll speak more into that when we get into XRP. As right now, XRP, with the long-standing accumulation phase right now, again, we're at 2 for $1. It's presenting such an opportunity. a lifetime opportunity. The problem is here for XRP is it gets national media attention, but it's negative. It gets negative attention whenever it comes to national media. It gets negative attention when it's spotlighted by the SEC. And mainly when you hear it across not just social media influencers talking, but when you look on X, when you look on TikTok, when you look in social media, it gets a lot of negativity because it's been the same price. If you just go back to 2017 to now, aside from its rally up, you're basically the same price as you've been from 5 years ago. So it does get a lot of negative press, but what everybody needs to understand, the reason why it is a lifetime opportunity when it's at these levels and as it goes lower, and I'm telling everybody right now, I'm going to be accumulating more here soon. Right now I'm focused on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, but I'm telling you, if it breaks down that 48.5 cents and we end up sub 40 cents, accumulation back on for XRP Future Millionaire, and I'm going to be accumulating all the way to the bottom again. So whether it allows me to double my holdings, whether it allows me to increase by 50%, 25%, I don't know. But it's getting very close to where it's becoming a sniper opportunity, because what we're going to end up finding out here, the longer we go up like this, especially in the weekly, especially in the dailies, in the 4 hourly, we're going to end up finding ourselves in a very opportune moment. And right now we have what looks like a small reversal, but is that going to play out is the question. But we're going to go into a lot of opportunity here, and why I believe a lot of people are making a mistake and not taking it seriously right now and acting like, oh, with XRP on the verge of clarity when it comes to institutions and at the behind, you know, when it comes to the hands of the SEC, just the thought that we already have the clarity with the retail investors, but just the thought that XRP is not going to have to go through the trial or go through the cat and mouse game with the SEC, when all these other ones like Solana and Uniswap and anything tied to Ethereum is going to have to go through what is and is not a security. Look at Algo, how they want Matic. So many of them have come up. Dogecoin. I mean, I could go on and on and on with a whole bunch. XLM's come up in talks. So HBAR, all of these, most of these we cover are on the radar of the SEC. So how can we say with a straight face that being involved with this with the SEC for 4 years, being so close to where they're literally within a settlement talk of being able to get past this, or if they want to go balls to the wall, like Brad Garlinghouse has said before, he's not willing to settle, they're close to trial and exposing. I at first was against them going for a settlement, but now I kind of look at it a different way. If XRP settles, anything within the ledger you would think would be hands off for the SEC, at least initially, and they're going to go after anything and everything they can think of, you know, to wipe the, let's just face it, the egg off their face at that point. And XRP's positioned in such a beautiful spot right now that I'm looking at it now, and it makes me say, you know what? I am not afraid to continue to accumulate here shortly. Right now, I'm trying to show everybody the benefit right now of where XRP and the Bitcoin pairing, especially from a weekly perspective, is. And in the 4 hourly, it's starting to get way up there in the oversold. Weekly oversold, but cross bullish for the first time in about 37 weeks. Now, does it hold in this weekly? We don't know. And if it continues to come down, we should get about a 7.5% savings as it continues to come down. I can't pinpoint the exact spot where it's going to stop. I just know if I do the exact same purchases every day from where I felt was a decent spot on the way back down, that I could buy in maybe all the way down to the 755 sat level. And then when it does eventually break out, I'm going to have that many more tokens, at least within the relation. I can see what's building here, and it's something beautiful. It's something beautiful. So we'll get into this more. We have 75 people here, which is fantastic. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. It really does mean a lot if you would hit that like button. For whatever reason on YouTube, the cryptocurrency, and I'm not just saying this as an influencer, I'm saying this as somebody who's searching for crypto content as well, it's being suppressed. And what the reason why cryptocurrency is being suppressed right now, I don't know. But it is being very much suppressed here. So I would appreciate if you did hit that like button. so that YouTube would recommend this live. It feels good to be back doing the live, as my son's out of the hospital now. We went to school today for the first time, so that was pretty cool. And it's just nice to get back to a little bit of what we can call normal. So I wanted to do the live. Sometimes they might be a little earlier now, just depending on the schedule. But I do appreciate everybody who is back here today. And it's a much smaller audience, so we will be able to talk a little more personably. And yeah, so I do appreciate everybody who tuned in. And if you could just hit that like button, it'd be greatly appreciated, so YouTube recommends this live. And then it can be passed around to a bigger audience as well. So with that being said, I want to go through the intro, and I'll give you just a moment to hit that like button. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Good evening, 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, May 13th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Daniel, Theo, welcome in. I appreciate it, Giovanni. Yes, my son is doing fantastic. Now so for anybody who doesn't know, I know there's been a lot of questions. He was hospitalized last Tuesday. He got a stomach virus, or a viral infection, and he didn't eat. And after 4 days, obviously we're very worried, and we took him to the doctor and yada yada yada. But by day 6, we decided we're taking him to the emergency room. We really don't care what anybody else says. We took him to the emergency room. They admitted him, and he ended up, from not eating food, he was drinking a lot, but from not eating food, he ended up dehydrated. So they ended up admitting him. For 4 days he was on IVs to rehydrate, and they did every test in the book to make sure his kidneys, pancreas, liver, throat, heart, everything was good after dehydration, and everything came back great. He went from, last September he was 36 pounds. When he got to the emergency room, he was 29.5 pounds, or 29 pounds. So you figure he was a little bit heavier than that even in the last 5 months of weight gain. But by the time he left the hospital, he was back up to 35.3 pounds. So he gained 6 pounds in 2 days after he started eating. So by the 3rd day, they were like, okay, everything came back good. Diabetes test came back good, which we're always worried about because his sister's a type 1 diabetic, but a different dad. So good to see that. So everything was good. In fact, he's going to go to a food therapy. As everybody knows, he's a little picky. He's developmentally delayed, which is not uncommon. So he just needed a very small dose of vitamin D, less than 600 IUs, which for anybody who knows, if you're very deficient, you get between 20 and 30,000. And then just a multivitamin, just to help him get a little bit more nutrients, until his diet is more of a wide variety. So it was actually a very positive thing for him, and we're able to circumvent some of the things we needed. So I appreciate all the questions everybody's asking, but he's doing great. He went to school for the first time today. So that's a new journey that he started. Theo, welcome at XRP Stu, good evening. John Hall, Jorge, Mark Casson, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Michael, Brave, Marvin, welcome in. Jason Setta, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Do we have to the end of June on MEXC for the pairing? Yes, we do. Yes, we do, unless we can figure out another way. So there's still time. There's still time. But we'll see if they actually implement anything further. Sean Crothers, welcome in. My main man from Maine, thank you for continuing to tune in. Moza here, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Harvey Boy, thanks for continuing in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. Vincent Ortega, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Chris, welcome in. John Patak, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Marvin, good evening, and thank you. I am so glad as well about my son. I appreciate the kind words and asking about him. Aaron, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon badge. I am not sure who sent the $10 because it says message retracted. But thank you for the $10 donation, whoever sent that. I've seen quite the decline this month, which is fine. I haven't been able to do the lives and stuff. But it's astounding how many people decided to cut bait. CJ2 Pilot and Mo, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. George, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Coffee and Crypto, missed your live stream. Glad you and your son are back. Yes, sir, I missed it too. And Crypto Bug, good day to you as well. So we're all caught up here. I appreciate the 57 of you who hit that like button. I really need your help to hit that like button so we can put this back out there through the algorithm. I am not, you know, it's going to take time for us to build back up. And for everybody to see that I'm doing the lives again. Even though I was doing the updates and whatnot, you know, it was obviously I could only not do the lives while my son was, I got to do one while he was in the hospital. Hamza, welcome back to Tom's Army. You have made me the happiest person in the world today. Look at that. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for the 2nd month. I greatly appreciate that. And Joshua, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. I thank you all for who have stuck it out during the good and bad times. So, XRP, the main thing here. We are still within what looks like a bear flag consolidation. Unless we can break through the top, it looks like a bear flag, but the sky's in a smaller bull flag. So for the fact that we bounced off of this uptrending support, but unless we bounce off of, well, first of all, we hit uptrending support 1, 2, third time we hit this uptrending support. We hit the downtrending resistance 1, 2. So the fact we didn't break through here and pull down to a technical target on a breakdown, which also lines up very nicely with the all-time pattern formation, right down there near 39 cents. The fact we didn't break through here and now we're bouncing up, we should come up to this mid-tier resistance right around 53 cents or 52.8 cents. And either get a firm rejection here or continue to push up to the actual top of this pattern formation. Now, this rising channel resistance right now happens to be formed in the middle of this. This isn't by design. This is just happens to be how it's confluently building through here. So right now the resistance within the short-term ascending formation is right around about 57 cents. If we're going to come up for a hit of rejection. Now we'll know this is very bearish if we can't get back up above 52.9 cents, as that's the multi-year rising channel, and it's a lot easier to see if we just pull the pattern out like this. But we did form this short-term consolidation, which to me it still looks like a small bull flag within a larger bear flag. So that is something that I am paying attention to here very closely as we go forward. So I do like to have the targets out there just in case. And some people are like, oh, it's either going to go up or down. Sure is. It sure is, but I like to have the data points, the key data points, to where it can actually get held up or it can continue to move out, so to say. So if you look at it from there, obviously, for anybody who's been around understands the importance of the cup and handle. For anybody who hasn't been around, the cup and handle formation right now is everything. If we're below this, this is very bearish. And right now we're yet to have a weekly to where we close underneath and have a sustainable candle. Right now it's just wicks. So by Sunday we would have to come back up and at least get back over 51.50 to feel comfortable. So right now we're basically just stuck. We're stuck within a consolidation and we're stuck in no man's land, if I'm being honest, because a rejection here could absolutely bring you down. And would 48.5 cents stop it? Not this time. So you'd probably come back down to either a double test scenario down at 428, or you're going to come down to where we've seen the technical target play out of the short-term ascending formation, which also happens to bring you into these all-time formation, which if we go from all-time highs in January of 2018, when we hit between $3.30 and $3.50, depending on exchange, we also started an uptrend, which is where we're pointed at right here at 39.8 cents or 39.4 cents. This started 27 months later after we had all-time highs. We had a 27-month consolidation before we found the floor at just over 10 cents. And this uptrending support has stayed intact. And it's been about an 80-month consolidation now. And that's not a joke. We've been consolidating for about 80 months. So, and this uptrend has been intact since March of 2020. So the odds are, since we got a rejection up here, if we don't swing around real quick and break out, the odds are we'd come back down and retest the uptrending support here to make sure that we still are bullish on at least this consolidation. And this could bring us all the way out here to December of this year for pattern completion. And a rejection here basically told us it's going to be a little bit more pain because we're at least going to have to consolidate. So it's either we do this and come and play true, or we came down and now we consolidate out and try to bounce out. But we'll see exactly what happens. Right now it's looking a little more bearish than bullish, but we are still within a typical consolidation we've been in for many years. Many years. And it looks like, even if you look at that, it looks like it's not that it was a failed cup attempt. It looks like we were really coming down to do a W reversal. Like we really were doing a W reversal. And at some point this is going to play out. It's just when. So hopefully everybody understands what's going on here from a deeper perspective, because it is rather interesting here what's taking place in the cryptocurrency markets, especially with XRP. The amount of people that were so interested in XRP, and you'll see as the days go on, less and less people are interested, less and less people show up, and when they do end up coming back, XRP will be 50, 60, 70% higher than where we eventually go to. And right now, I'm telling you, I am so happy what's happening with XRP, because a lot of the ones who were just in it for the quick up and down, left and right, are out. A lot of the people that were pushing XRP because it was doing good are gone. So now we're getting the real. Now we're seeing exactly what's building through, not just the ecosystem, but how much traffic is pushing in. And speaking of traffic, which we can talk about that right now. So XRP skyrockets 194% in volume as key Ripple versus SEC data, or SEC data arrives. JW, welcome in, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in and being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I greatly appreciate your continued support in these trying times, as we'll see a continued decline in our viewers. We'll see a continued decline in the ones who are willing to put in the effort because they feel like it's just over. I'm here to tell you, these are the times you want to be around. These are the times you want to be paying attention to XRP at such a minute level. And not just XRP, anything else you're interested in. For me personally, with this audience, XRP, we'll continue to watch XRP Healthcare as we're invested. I have 55,000 plus tokens at about a 2.7 cent average. And I'm staking it for 6 months right now. It's on, I think, going on it's over a month now. It's almost a month and a half they've been staked. And we're going to be watching very close attention to the XRP Bitcoin pairing, because I'm accumulating into it right now. And I think there's an opportunity to be had. So XRP skyrockets 194% in volume as key Ripple versus SEC data arrives. So XRP's trading volume skyrockets by almost 200% as Ripple versus SEC showdown intensifies. In a notable surge, the trading volume of derivatives on the popular cryptocurrency XRP has soared by a staggering 194% within the last 24 hours, according to data from CoinGlass. So the surge in activity is underscored by the remarkable uptick in monetary terms, with the turnover of derivatives primarily open-ended, futures on XRP spiking to 831.89 million. Simultaneously, the spot market for the cryptocurrency witnessed a robust 130% increase in trading volume, totaling an impressive 878.89 million. This remarkable surge catapults the total turnover of XRP on centralized platforms a substantial 1.7 billion within a single day. With XRP's capitalization standing at 28 billion, the trading volume of the cryptocurrency is estimated to represent approximately 6% of its capitalization, signifying notably but not excessive trading activity. Of particular significance is the timing of this surge in XRP trading activity, occurring on May 13th, a pivotal date in an ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC. Today, the involved parties in the case have filed omnibus letter motion seeking to seal all materials related to the remedies-related briefing, including briefs, declarations, and supporting exhibits. Additionally, proposed redactions to such materials have been submitted by the parties and any third parties involved. This legal showdown stems from the SEC's pursuit of Ripple, with the regulatory body seeking substantial penalties totaling $1.95 billion for alleged breaches related to the sale of unregistered securities to institutions. And now, just to look at the actual official document that had come out before, this is an update right here. So on May 13th, Johnny Waves says 10K in April 25. We shall see. We shall see. So May 13, 2024, which is today, parties and any third parties file omnibus letter motions to seal all materials relating to the remedies-related briefing, including briefs, declarations, and supporting exhibits. Parties and any third parties are also filed proposed redactions to such materials. Our next key date is 1 week from today, on May 20th of 2024. Parties and any third parties filed letter briefs in opposition to omnibus letter motions to seal. And then under the joint proposal, the parties would further be required to file public redacted versions of all documents within 14 days of the court's ruling on the omnibus sealing motions, respectively submitted. And then it says, i.e. at the very latest, before Monday, May 27th. So this should be very interesting how this plays out. And this was an official document from March 19th, 2024. And it went through exactly what was going on, and we just happened to find ourselves at May 13th, which is why I wanted to share this so everybody could see that. So if anybody has anything to add to that, by all means, please, I would love to hear it. If anybody has anything else to add, I would love to hear it as well. If you are just tuning in, make sure to hit that like button as you come on in. I do appreciate seeing everybody who's tuning in right now. And if you are looking for an opportunity, watch the XRP Bitcoin pairing. Please pay attention to this. And when it ends up reversing here in the near future, as we said before, we had that quick opportunity when we bought it. I know when I did the update, it was at 816. I had bought it at 808, and it went up to the 892. It hit it twice, and that was a key resistance level. It got rejected there twice. I sold out at 896, and then I started buying it back, and right now I have an 822 sat level average. And I'm looking at it as a possibility of maybe even being able to consolidate. Maybe it's 7.9, maybe it comes all the way down to that 7.5 level. Only time will tell. But I do know what I'm looking at is eventually we're going to have a massive breakout here. And this has been 37 months, or 37 weeks, where we were very bearish in the when in relation to the relative strength index. And right now we're trying to push bullish. It's just we haven't been able to round it yet and actually officially break down or continue this official break up towards 993. But eventually here, it's going to have a massive breakout. And I'm accumulating right now in anticipation for that breakout. So I'm just looking at this opportunity as well. Like the daily, you can see it could come up a little bit more. 4 hourly has found itself coming up into oversold. 3 hourly oversold. And oftentimes I always say how we try to watch as they start to line up from weekly down, even monthly when we get there. 2 hourly oversold. We're trying to hit this rejection point here in the 2 hourly to solidify that we are reversing. 1 hourly, we were unable to hold it as of right now, but this is just short term. Does the XRP Bitcoin pair affect the XRP USDT price, Tom? I mean, that's kind of it's a yes and no. XRP Bitcoin pairing, it'll reflect the price of XRP in relation to Bitcoin, but it's not directly going to affect the price of XRP and the fact of what you're seeing on the XRP USD chart. Because what I mean by that is XRP could go down 15% and the XRP Bitcoin pairing could go up 30% if Bitcoin went down 30%. Or if it's going down in a faster way. So right now for the XRP Bitcoin pairing, I'm buying it on MEXC. Full disclosure, if you're not already signed up on MEXC in the USA, not going to be able to do it. They are implementing a new KYC end of June, to where we should be able to get back on there. Should get back on there and be allowed to, no matter what, if you're willing to actually fill out the KYC. But that's in the video description below and our pinned comments. If you go to MEXC, you buy Bitcoin, and then you just stay in the same spot where you're buying Bitcoin and type in XRP/Bitcoin, and you'll be able to buy the pair with the Bitcoin. And what you're betting on is XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin in the future. Now, whether that's over a course of several months, several weeks, it's up to you to determine that. So, well, I mean, Giovanni, it has a relation to the Bitcoin and XRP price. So it's relation, it's directly directed, or direct relation is how it's performing against Bitcoin. So, but it has no real direct impact in that way. Yes, Joshua, you did make a live. It's actually my first one back since my son, you know, he was in the hospital, so I wasn't able to do lives like I normally did. I still stayed very dedicated. I did the morning updates. I did a live, a short update during the day. So, and then I even sometimes did a second update if I could. But it was a tough week last week. My son, he had a stomach virus, or a viral infection. He threw up for a couple days. He didn't want to eat because he, obviously from the virus. And then it caused dehydration from not eating food. He was still drinking, but from not eating food, your body tends to overact and pulls energy from other places. So you end up dehydrating yourself. So we knew something was wrong. We took him to the emergency room, and it all was confirmed what we thought. Nothing else was wrong. Once he was rehydrated, all of his organs and everything checked out. His blood work was great. Besides, his vitamin D is a tiny bit low. We just came out of winter too, and then a multivitamin they gave him. So it was best case scenario. So yeah, things can be a lot worse. And like, it puts new perspective for me as well. You know, like one moment everything seems fine, and then, you know, that's why the parental instinct, you kind of have to go with the gut. You know, there is no right or wrong answers, but you know when things aren't right. Just like now. So it's yeah, and Giovanni, the beautiful thing is my son's developmentally delayed, and he got to start his special needs program today in school. It's a preschool, but it's targeted for the ones with developmental delays. So it was a beautiful thing. He went there today. He was a little emotional at first, but when we went and picked him up, he did great. He did great. When we picked him up, they're on the playground, because at the end of the day, they go on the playground, and he was standing up on the fence by himself, and he was just looking at all the sights, and he was happy as could be. So they all liked him, and it was a blessing. And you know what was funny? For anybody who wants to laugh at XRP Future Millionaire, my son, he had his phone, and he was playing on King of the Hill. He was playing "You're a Loser. You'll always be, you're a loser." I don't know if anybody remembers that episode, but he's like, "You're a loser. You'll always be a loser." So he plays that, and right after that gets done, he goes to my video, and it goes XRP Future Millionaire. So he goes, "You're a loser. You'll always be a loser." Then he plays that, and then I walked to his room right after that, and I tried to hand him something I needed him to do, and he pulls his phone back out, and this time he has Willy Wonka out, and he goes, "You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir." And then he shut his door. So he's learning to speak through the phone, and he's being taught, you know, how to speak on a computer too, until he says more words. So yeah, he's taking shots at his old man already. How do you like that? And he only says one word right now, "Mom," and he says it so clear. It's his only word, "Mom." He only says "Mom." He said it a lot in the hospital. So the clearest he's ever said it, but he actually says "Mom." That's the only thing he says though. So yeah, that's what he did. That's what he did to me, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, he's definitely got a real personality, that one. He definitely has a great personality. Teachers all said that he was a great asset to the class. Like he brings more liveliness. So it was good to hear. They all really liked him. Really liked him a lot. But yeah, he already knows how to make fun of me. So it's going to be an interesting life going forward with him as he gets older. I'm going to grab a little more water, and then we're going to relax together. So don't go anywhere, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Yes, whales. The kids are definitely a treat, aren't they? And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months. with the XRP meteor. So like, and they told us they think he's a secret speller or silent speller, which means, especially when you're on the spectrum or you're delayed, that you won't show it. But obviously he knows how to get to all these things. He types in to look for the controllers and everything he's looking for. When we were in the hospital, when he first wanted to eat something, they're telling us to give him candy and ice cream and all this stuff. And he doesn't want any of that junk. So he put on the phone a guy opening a bag of Lay's potato chips, and all you could see was his hands, and it showed him break off a piece, and you couldn't see the mouth, but you could hear him biting it and eating it, and he kept showing us it. So I went and got him a bag of potato chips, and that was the first thing he ate. Then he had some goldfish, and then he had a little bit of Pediasure, but he knocked out a lot of that stuff. So, you know, he's a very smart kid, and the more I see him with the technology, it's pretty insane. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I just had to grab some water. And you know what? I know I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that negativity in the air, ladies and gentlemen. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, and I'm sure this will make some people go away. But you know, what we used to do around here, and what we will continue to do around here when the times are tough, when we lose a lot of believers, and when a lot of people are just scared of XRP when they shouldn't be, it's going to be okay, everybody. It's going to be okay. Sometimes it just takes a little positivity, and sometimes it just takes the sun. I know what time it is. I think all of you know what time it is, at least the ones who have been here before. So, ladies and gentlemen, the sun. Sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we didn't, we haven't, we will and we won't and we don't know. Just stay true, stay blessed. XRP's undervalued. Don't let them trick you. See, I always liked this. I always liked singing Sunny Days. And when I first started doing it, a lot of people laughed at me. There was like 200 people who were watching me. And the more I kept doing it, the more people were laughing. And then all of a sudden, people started to join in. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to make fun of me. Or wants to join in instead of making fun. And it was a beautiful thing. Marvin says, sounds like you got a little genius on your hands, Tom. That's the speculation right now, because my son was in a car accident when he was 6 months old and broke his femur, and he was secluded. He wasn't able to be around his peers. And then with, you know, the whole blah, blah, blah that went on, he was isolated. So the theory is his delay, because he didn't test, like when they tried to do the testing for autism and all that, he didn't test he was on the spectrum, but all the things when they tested wasn't showing up autistic within the test they normally do. Now, I know there's a developmental delay, so we're not doing any further stuff like that until he goes through a year of his program, and then we can see how far he's advanced, because even the teachers suspect that there's something deeper, and they see what he does. So the fact that he can do all that, it's pretty interesting that he can go to that level. So we'll see what the future has in store, but you know, even with this food stuff, like he struggles with some kinds of foods, so we're starting him in food nutrition at 4 years old, and he's going to have to dedicate to it. You know, he'll be in a food nutrition, but we know that he can do it. We know he can do it because he has been in physical therapy since he was 3 years old for his leg, which is crazy to think, but he's been doing physical therapy for over 1.5 years. So he's been throwing a lot in his little in his younger years, but he's a trooper, man. Look at that. 18 people left during sunny days. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's okay. That's actually a blessing in disguise. That's actually a blessing in disguise. Maine, yes indeed. Maine, my main man from Maine, Sean, is in the house. Big time, big time, big time. XRP market cap here as we're 40 minutes into this live. Been a pretty good day back. MEXC registration unavailable. Yep. Yeah, it won't be available for anybody this year at some point. But they're starting a new process where you have to do KYC, and that might allow us a backdoor way to use it again in the USA for new users. So just pay attention to that end of June. So that's the speculation anyhow, that we might be able to reuse it again. XRP Healthcare, you can buy right on the XRP Healthcare wallet. You can buy it right on the wallet. You can send XRP and convert it into XRP Healthcare right on the wallet. It's very simple. Very simple. But right now, if you're looking at XRP Healthcare, it's down 10.8% today. As you guys know, my average is around 2.7 cents, but I started buying at 1.9 cents. 1.7 or 1.9. But it is 2.7 cents because I kept buying until I got to where I wanted. And I felt pretty good at 55,000 tokens. Yeah, and that was actually implemented. If you buy the tokens, I mean, if you use the XRP Healthcare app, their wallet, and you actually sign up, yeah, it does give a very key benefit. Not necessarily for holding XRP Healthcare, but if you sign up with their wallet, or you actually sign up with the wallet, or you actually put the amount of XRP or XRP Healthcare you need to open your own wallet, you actually get an XRP pharmacy card. So if you don't have health insurance, or prescription coverage, I should say, you can get up to 85% off of prescription coverage with that card. So yeah, there is a benefit. I don't have healthcare because I'm self-employed. So my only form of prescription card is through that now, which is actually pretty cool. Whales, I know they did. I was waiting to see if anybody's actually talked about it. XRPH doesn't have utility, you just stake it. That's Big Mac. You need to go back and look it up and actually read it. No, it has a lot of utility actually. There's a lot, yeah. That's kind of just I mean, I've gone through the white papers and the roadmap, and everybody who's actually been following, you understand what this has to offer. It's a lot more than just nothing, believe me. They're trying to unify the world when it comes to not just prescription drug coverage, but also when you go to a healthcare provider, their roadmap goal is worldwide by end of 25, early 26. They want XRPH accepted. They want it to be widely accepted at every pharmacy and hospital worldwide. So, I mean, if you don't see utility there. Yeah, Big Mac, see, that's false information. I don't appreciate you putting in information without properly doing your homework. You get taken 10% out of your 20% stake. If you unstake, before you unstake, you get a 10% hit if you unstake before your 6-month period, which is defined in the contract you sign by staking a token. That's no different than in any other site. They don't take 10% when you unstake it. Only if you do it before the 6 months is up. In fact, you wouldn't be unstaking it because your staking period would end. You should never have to unstake. So don't give false information and then act like you're giving real information. If you did your homework, you would know that. So, but that's all I'm going to push into that. So, I'm not going to feed into you, but I just want to make sure everybody understands that if you do stake, if you do it 6%, if you do it for 6 months, taking 10% of your bag isn't normal. You're unstaking. You signed a contract, sir. And I'm just going to say it one more time, and I'm never going to acknowledge you again in the comments that you're disrespecting me by not acknowledging what I'm saying, and you're just continuing to show that disrespect through the comments. And I have a very unique way of handling this. So, they don't tell you, they sure do tell you that on the app, my friend. They do, because when you stake, here, you want to know? They tell you it right on the app, and fortunately I have it right here so that anybody who wants to know, when you stake, it very specifically says if you stake and then you unstake, there's a 10% unstaking fee. It very clearly says that. So, 6 months, fixed APR 20%, penalty rate 10% to unstake. It says it right on here, friend. And they're not trying to hide it. If you do it for 20 or 12 months, you get 25% APR. But if you pull it early, they charge you 12.5%. So that's the truth. That's the truth. I don't know why you're trying to, you know. So, but yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So you find it a scam, and now you're trying to perpetrate what you think. I mean, that's great. So, but I don't like when people are gaslighting for no reason. So, you know, I just find it a little disrespectful that you'd go outside your bounds to speak on something you clearly have no knowledge. So, I don't got time for you. So, I'll see you next live, buddy. Like I said, no bullshit. There's no bullshit by me anymore. I've done too much to do that kind of stuff. He's mad because what happened was he staked. Ready? I can guarantee you 100% what happened. He staked for 6 months, right? And XRPH went up about 100% when he bought it, or 50%. He decided to unstake it because he wanted to capitalize right on profits. And then he got hit with a 10% unstaking fee. That's what happened. So, you know, it's beautiful. So I told you guys, I'm not a bullshitter anymore. I don't care. I'll give everybody the opportunity, but when they continue to talk the BS, even when the evidence is against them, then I got no problem to time them out. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. So, and this is just the new Tom. I don't got time for that. And I'm also not going to try to convince everybody why I'm right or why he's wrong. I'm telling you the facts, and it's up to you to look for them. And that's why I pulled my phone out, because it says it right when you stake it. It's actually pretty simplistic the way they do it. So one could argue that this is a big consolidation. Big consolidation. With XRP Healthcare. But I had it on the other chart in between, because technically we are trying to bounce off of a consolidation. I'll show you. But we fell down through it anyhow, so I think it's more relevant to just have the wider pattern. But we were trying to see if we could bounce off of this, because this is where we were first broken out, and it's like the first to second tier. So right now you could very well bounce off here, and we could find ourselves back through. But it's very important we would hold this layer. Very important to hold this layer. Oh yeah, I've heard of Velo. 100% I've heard of Velo on the Stellar network. Excellent. It's an excellent project. Should get a lot more attention. Today I'm just rolling with XRP and my missed coverage from the last few days, and I'm kind of seeing a vibe from the audience to see how I'm going to approach this for the week forward, and to see the kind of content, you know, and the way I want to put it out. You know, I got a lot of disrespect while my son was in the hospital, which I found very interesting, because a lot of people like to apparently like to beat you when you're down and you're not there to defend yourself as easily, which I find it highly motivating. I find it highly motivating, because one day I'm going to come back here and we're going to talk about the XRP Bitcoin pairing as well. And we're going to talk about, you know, the hefty reversal we've had. One day we're going to come back here and we're going to talk about how XRP finally gets through the midst of a court case, and so many miss an opportunity because they want to be sarcastic jackasses. You know, we're going to talk about today how so many thought they were so right for such a short amount of time, and then they got beaten over the head with their own inhibitions and their own lack of education. See, that's where understanding what's going on now, and understanding that we were in a cup and handle formation, and understanding the importance of breaking down the handle, and the importance of knowing that in a weekly sense, nothing's changed. Yes, we have a weekly engulfing candle, but we already knew that before the week was about to start, as I told everybody going into the last 3 days of the week, that it was looking more and more like we were going to have a weekly bearish engulfing candle, which is what happened. Now, that doesn't mean that it's just over. Right now, it just means that we would show a lot of strength if now we could push past 52.50 by the end of this week and push back towards the top. So now we're looking at this. So what I'm looking at here is I see a lot of people that are so fearful right now of XRP, that are so intimidated with a 50-cent XRP. I just don't understand it. In 2021, everybody was bitching and moaning and pissing and clawing and just so pissed that I sold XRP at $1.66 and so mad and couldn't believe that I was turning my back, all 1,200 subscribers at the time, couldn't believe I was turning my back on XRP by saying that it was going to be under $1 and sub 40 cents. And I actually called 52 cents for the first monumental retracement to the T. I called it to the penny. And so many people were telling me, you're making the biggest mistake of your life, you dumb mother. You're such a dumbass. Oh, Johnny come lately. Here he is. He makes his money and here he's gone just like all the other assholes. He doesn't understand the long hold. No, I understood great. But I also understand you don't long hold through a bull to bear market or bear market rallies or whatever you want to dictate what 21 was for XRP. So now all we hear, XRP is a pile of shit. I wouldn't touch XRP with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't buy XRP if it was the last asset left on the planet. But it's at 50 cents and they were willing to buy 10,000 tokens for 16 grand or 18 grand or 12 grand or 11 or 1,000 back in 21. But God forbid you got to pay 5,000 for 10,000 tokens. Or when we bought it at 34 cents, it was 3,400, and still somehow that was still too expensive. So it becomes, what is the plan here? I simply cannot force you to buy anything or sell anything, but I want to know, what is the plan? Are you continuing to accumulate in the audience? Have you let go of XRP in the audience? Are you set in your ways and you have as many as you want? I'm being honest. To be honest, I was lucky last year and brought up those big court case wins. I feel like the settlement is very soon. I love hearing that. That was excellent. Yes, indeed. That was a good time for that as well, Giovanni. Price has been so low for so long now. It sure has. It sure has. There's been a lot of accumulation too by whales. If we look at sentiment data as well, which I did not bring up, but XRP sentiment data whales. Now I'm really looking for whales holding between 1 million and 100 million XRP, which is why I always show that when I show the sentiment. Ah, son of a bitch. Yeah. How's he doing, Julie? Okay, so this was 14 hours ago. Because I want to see what the whales are doing. Like I said, I'm only concerned about whales, what they really do. Okay. So, 7 hours ago. Here we go. So, 30 million XRP mysteriously shifts as price awaits big move. And from now on, when we're in the lives, yes, technical analysis is a big thing. But if you've noticed, I'm junking them around between articles. I'm junking them around between what I think is important outside of just the charts, because I want to keep it a free flowing of information during the hour. So I encourage you to talk about things that are in developing, even developing stories. So in a development that has sparked intrigue and speculation within cryptocurrency community, a significant amount of XRP has been mysteriously shifted to a major crypto exchange totaling a staggering 30 million XRPs. Did they release more from escrow, Tom? Heard that an hour ago. We will definitely look into that in just a minute. I did not hear that, but this is exactly the kind of question I like to hear. Tanya, welcome in, and I know you've been in here But I forgot to say hello to you. Welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Only for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. That's incredible. Incredible. So, any development, yada, yada, yada. Within the last 24 hours, 30 million XRP tokens were transferred to the Bitstamp exchange. This transfer comes at a time when the cryptocurrency market is on tenterhooks, awaiting a directional breakout. The transfer was executed by an unknown XRP whale, a term used to describe holders with large amounts of cryptocurrency. The XRP community is no stranger to such moves. However, the timing of this particular transaction has sparked speculation. According to crypto data tracker Whale Alert, 30,230,000 XRP worth $15,175,809 in USD were transferred from an unknown wallet to the Bitstamp crypto exchange. See, that's bearish. So if you see a whale transfer from a crypto exchange to unknown wallet, that means that they're sending it off the exchange and in the anticipation that the price is going to appreciate in the future at some point until a time later when they're willing to sell with appreciation. If they're sending it in this case from an unknown wallet to the exchange, that means a whale is anticipating a lower price, or they had bought in at such a cheaper price that now they're putting it back to the exchange to, you know, let's just say, gain the benefits of that appreciation. So they're looking to sell. So right now they were looking to sell if they put it on the exchange, or sometimes, you know, you can't always say that, it can be for various reasons, but that's the nitty gritty when it comes taking it from an unknown wallet to an exchange versus an exchange to an unknown wallet. The reasons behind the XRP transfer remain rooted in mystery. Some speculate that it could be a strategic move by a whale to capitalize on potential market news or upcoming events. The whale's move might come ahead of a forthcoming test of resistance levels for the XRP price. One of the reasons why tokens get moved to crypto exchanges is to sell, but without clear evidence, the community is left to conjecture. XRP price has been hovering above pivotal support, with analysts predicting a substantial move shortly, with technical indicators and major events signaling the possibility of significant volatility ahead. Markets participants are on a high alert for any development that could catalyze a decisive price action. At the time of writing, XRP was up 0.68%. After showing resilience on today after peaking down, or testing the 488 level, I'm adding this so everybody knows, showed it that's about a resilience here, and it found its way back up to 50.77 cents. As regards the Ripple lawsuit today, May 13, Ripple and the SEC are expected to file omnibus letter motions to seal all materials relating to the remedies related briefing. On May 20th, 2024, both parties are expected to file letter briefs in opposition to the omnibus letter motions to seal. Oh no, I don't have a shit ton of XRP. I just tell everybody I have a little bit over 10,000, but 10,000 I'm not willing to part with right now. So there are some that I use for everyday purchases. There's some I use for various reasons to send money back and forth. But yes, I do have a fair amount over 10,000, not crazy, but 10,000 tokens of XRP are where they're meant to be. So it's not a crazy amount, but I do have, you know, the goal is to continue adding up more if I get the chance, you know. So the ones that are over 10,000 are when you get major price appreciation is what I sell for profit, you know, but there's 10,000 of them that are just never to move. See, that's the whole thing. I have a set plan to where 10K can't move at all. If I need to take profits, if I need to do something, it's within the little haul that I have. The 10,000 are in a wallet. They're not even on the exchange, so they're not looking to be taken. They're sitting in a wallet where they've been for for over a year, let's just say. So that's how I approach that. This week, the United States will disclose significant CPI data for April, a macroeconomic event that may cause volatility on the cryptocurrency market. Fan-freaking-tastic. Fantastic. Actually, I want to look at H-bar since Tanya's in here. And the reason why, Tanya, is look how this pattern's continued to play pretty true. Even though we've been up, down, left, and right, if we just look at this short consolidation, it's still, we got resistance. We're still within the trend. We did get rejected there a little bit, so that's interesting. And it's funny because no matter how far out you go, if it's not meant to be, it just goes right back to where it was supposed to be. It's amazing how the patterns actually shift like that. But I'm going to delete a lot of this. That's just some noise, just so we don't get confused. It's been a while since I looked at this chart. I would say... I mean, it has started a new uptrend. It has started a new uptrend, and it honored it on these retests. That's pretty nice to see, actually. In a time with a lot of uncertainty, that is nice to see. We've got a pretty flat resistance, or pretty... this is a pretty recognizable pattern right here. I would say this is pretty... I'd say that's pretty damn good. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty damn good. We're going to get rid of this. Going to get rid of this. Sorry, Tanya, but we're going to make this easier for everybody. We're just going to show the short-term consolidation since we know what's going on underneath. So, and like I always like to do, you got resistance here to support here. So if it breaks down, and I just like to do this just so I have a ballpark number of where we could end up. And unless it breaks down, one could argue that, hey, you know, it could still break up. It is in the ascending formation variety, which always leaves me a little skeptical because, you know, if it's ascending, that means it's more likely to retest lower numbers and it can't get out of its own way. If it's a descending consolidation, I have more confidence on a breakup, but that doesn't have to play true either way. But you see the discrepancy here. It's either going down to around 7 cents or up to 15.5. It's a big differential here. And that's your cheat sheet. You'll know whether it breaks out of that consolidation or breaks down. So that's what I'd be watching for right now. And the immediate short-term little V-shaped recovery, as long as we stay above that 10.7, 10.69, we could still bounce up, little bull flag. But if it does come back down to consolidate, just watch a retest of that 10.35 and hope it holds and then bounces out if that's what you're looking for. Definite V-shape there, so it's possible. It is possible. I know we've been here over an hour. If you do appreciate my work, consider joining Tom's Army or sending one YouTube super chat per month. I would greatly appreciate it in these very slow times. If you're looking to trade XRP, whether in the USA or worldwide, and you don't want to use a VPN, video description below and or pinned comments, there's BITUNIX. Take advantage of that during these times of accumulation when you're not trading. Download BITUNIX. I'm telling you, it saved me an arm and a leg on these swing trades. On swing trades, and right now, because I've built up, I have about $3,800 on BITUNIX. I've got $300 in the leverage account, so $3,500 that's safely stuck away in the spot, and I built up a $300 allowance right now on the leverage side, and that was only done by making good trades, and now I took some out of circulation so that I could actually put it into a, you know, if I want to do a leverage side, but only $300 worth of capital is allowed in there out of $3,500. So basically, let's just put it this way. If you want to know how much I'm willing to use, out of my entire portfolio, I'm losing about 7% or 8% in leverage, if you want to put perspective. So I have $3,806 on BITUNIX. I'm only willing to put $300 at risk on leverage. So if you want to put it in perspective of what I do, and you want to learn how I do it, that's a functional rule I have. And the only way I was going to leverage is if even after taking $300, I was going to have $3,500. And I was able to do this over time. It didn't just happen overnight. So I'm trying to teach you the tricks that I've learned. So now even if I lose it, my entirety, I'm not looking to lose it, obviously. But you've kept 90% of your portfolio that you've built up that's supposed to be in there. And this is not anything to do with my buying XRP or what my XRP is. I didn't leverage my XRP I already own to try to do this. You have to find ways if you're trying to do things. I'm trying to teach everybody as we go because I think there's a lot of opportunity. That's another good thing about BITUNIX. There's the spot and leverage trading side of it. So, and why I always say the lowest spot fees I've found in the US, when I was on Uphold and I showed everybody and I was pissed. We talked about it live on air. XRP, I went to buy $4,000 worth just to see. $4,000 worth. On Uphold, it offered me just over 6,800 XRP at the time. I went on MEXC, it offered me just over 7,300. I went on BITUNIX, offered me just over 7,300. I was pissed. It was a $280 fee to buy it on Uphold in comparison to like $150 on both MEXC and BITUNIX. It was ridiculous. So you put it in those terms, you can't swing trade on Uphold and feel comfortable with it when you go to sell or buy. It's just $560 on a buy and sell. Even if I make 5%, I'm down 4%. It's ridiculous. So that's why I advise you, BITUNIX, no VPN in the USA or worldwide. KYC only if you send from bank account and or receive from a bank account. If you're doing exchange to exchange, you don't need to do a KYC. I never have. I'm just being honest. If I'm not mistaken, there's something else going on with BITUNIX with XRP that I keep forgetting about. I wish I would have remembered, but my son was in the hospital. So anybody who uses it, you could definitely, we can definitely do something. But I'll look through this more because I know I seen something. But we'll talk about that more. So, but yeah, so take advantage of it and don't lose your money just from trading. That's the key. Don't lose money just by trading if you're not actually making a bad trade. Don't do it just on the buy and sell. That's my advice. But other than that, I'm going to go do some family time. And XRP bounces off of this. You could see a move back up, like we said, to that 52.7 cent mark. But if we can't recover here, and you do break down, there is some lower areas to touch. But this does look like a little bull flags formed here, indeed. It's more defined in the 15, as some have said. You very well could bounce off of this. I still expect it to retest there, that 52.8 cent mark. And if I were to leverage trade, I wouldn't do it through XRP. I know it sounds crazy, but if you look at it right now, if I was gonna, well, I mean, it's not that I wouldn't do it, it's just, if you're gonna do it, you would have to be willing to be able to hold. Let me see this. You would have to be willing to hold to the 495 level. You have to hold that neckline. So if you're leverage trading this, so let me just put it in perspective here real quick. If let's just say you leverage traded this, so you're 1.65%, so or 1.7. So let's say I did a 10x trade. That's 17% on this when it would sell out. So that's $17 for every 100. So if I did a $300 trade, it's a $51 risk. It's a $51 risk. So that's what you'd be risking. Now, if I'm being honest, you probably ride it all the way through, but no one's going to want to ride it 35%. Then you're talking about like a $120 loss instead of a 52. So you got to cut your losses somewhere. And I like to look at the neckline that could be formed. So, yes, indeed. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Towns Army for over 2 years with the XP589 Moon Badge. Said, I'm glad to have you back on live, Tom. I am glad to be back, too. However, our live and our time has come to an end, everybody. I have to go. It's getting later. School is going to be in the morning, and I just got to go do some family time, ladies and gentlemen. So pay attention to everything I've said. I'm blessed and honored to have each and every one of you in my audience. Bitcoin, as we know, is up 2% today. Looks like a nice bull flag could be formed. And I would not be surprised if Bitcoin comes back up. It did not break down the broadening wedge on the retest. So if this does happen to play out on a V-shaped recovery, this could be a very sneaky reversal back up to that 66.6 or 68,000 level. So I'm very excited about what's happening here. I think we're going under the radar a little bit. So everybody have a blessed evening, and thank you all so much.